Hello, everyone. Welcome to We Are In Too Deep Together, a fan-based podcast where we deep dive episodes of Together the series and now Still Together the series. Like we always say, if you haven't seen Together or Still Together, please pause this now and watch the episode 2 of Still Together on Netflix or the GMM TV YouTube channel. And come back and listen here with us. My name is Robin, and I have here with me...
Hello, everybody. This is Justin.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ellis.
Hey, we're on episode 2 of Still Together.
I cannot believe it.
Yeah, and this is also our second video on YouTube. Hello, guys. How was it? How was everything? How's your week?
It's really swell.
It's been great. I've been looking forward to this, though. I think I really needed a pick-me-up, so I need me some bright wind.
Yeah. So,
exactly.
For everyone who's listening or watching this episode, may we just remind you that we have another show called Bright Wind Weekly. It's only available on Apple, Google Podcast, and Spotify. It's an audio podcast. It's your weekly dose of anything Bright Wind. It's basically just like reviewing the whole week in our crazy Bright Wind world. It's really interesting in the sense that as the host of the show, we get to catch up on everything, and then we are discovering a lot about Bright and Win along the way, right, Ellis and Robin?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It has been very enlightening, and it's been really cool to see the fandom and how it's grown so exponentially over the last year.
Yeah, so we just started from being Together the series podcast, and now we are now a Bright Wind podcast, which is basically like a real growth for the three of us. And speaking of growth, we now have one more member of our production team. Yes. May I introduce you to our new prod team member, a good friend of mine, and a real Bright Wind fan. Say hello to Donna.
Hi, Donna.
Hi,
Donna.
We're
Hello,
so happy to have you here.
Yeah, thank you guys. Glad to be here.
So she's going to be one of the people who will handle our social media account. Once again, it's at Together Podcast on Instagram and on Twitter. Yay. Yeah. Robin, the guest we have today is this is one of the best people we have on the show. I mean, I swear.
I mean, I love all of our guests equally, but I think I am the most excited about having this guest here today because I'm actually one of his fans, so it's really cool that and it's really cool that we get to have him here today. He's a BL TikTok creator. He makes lots of videos. I've seen some videos on Together. I've seen some videos on I think Color Rush and Cherry Magic. So I'm really excited. Those are some of my favorites. So yeah, I'm really excited to introduce Matt, whose handle is at BL Bro.
Yay! Hello, Matt.
Boy Love Bro. I'm sorry, at Boy Love Bro.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here. And y'all are hyping me up. I feel like I'm not going to live up to the hype.
Too late. You already did.
Yes, no, I'm so excited to do this. I was excited to learn that there was a BL podcast that I could be a part of in some small way, which is amazing. It's sort of like an expanded version of what BL creators do on TikTok. Just briefly, so I'm Matt. I'm from San Antonio, Texas. My BL journey kind of started late 2019, but mostly 2020. Like a lot of people, actually, is in reaction to quarantine. I had a TikTok account. I had downloaded it, was kind of playing around with it. And then I started getting these videos on my For You page that focused on a lot of LGBTQ plus content, specifically BL content. And I was like, what is this? I've never really seen anything like this. The closest thing I would have seen probably previously would have been I had watched the anime Yuri on Ice, was probably the closest thing I had seen. And then I started seeing the show called Until We Meet Again, and it looked so cute and so romantic. And so I went on YouTube and I started watching it, and the rest is history. I was like hooked, obsessed with BL shows. And so I started making content and people started responding to it, and I got a pretty decent following based off of it. And it was just so cool to plug into the community and know that there were other people who were all in their feels about these characters. So yeah, that's basically the background on my account. And so I post episode reviews. I do little meme videos. I love to use the audios and stuff. You won't catch me doing dancing videos or anything like that.
Same.
But yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah. What I like about your TikTok account is your intelligent humor based on the BL series. I mean, I was laughing too hard. It was Robin who introduced me to the whole BL content creators on TikTok. I mean, he's always been so passionate about that. And then when he showed this, I mean, I said, Robin, you have to invite Matt because this is good. This is super good. I bet our listeners would want to hear his reactions to Still Together, the series. Not how long was the TikTok video? I think it was just 60 seconds or something, or less.
Yeah, the longest you can do is a minute.
Now we can hear Matt. We can hear Matt talk about Together the series for hours. So
careful what you wish for.
That's interesting. So Matt, what is your first TikTok video, BL TikTok video, if you don't mind, if you can still remember?
Yeah, it's funny you asked that because I recently did like a little revisit of it. I think when I got to 20,000 followers or something like that. It was a video it was like a meme video about the Untamed. If people are familiar with the Chinese fantasy drama, it's based on a BL, and I forget the term, but a BL novel in China. It was just some like random video about like thirsting over the character Zhang Chang, real short, something like that. And it kind of like, for me, like back then, blowing up was like getting like over 100 likes, and I was like, oh my god, like people are like responding to this. And that was kind of like the moment I knew like, oh, like this is like a community, and like people are like interested in talking about this content. And I was like, oh, okay, so this is like a conversation I can be a part of.
Yes. So I'm new to the whole BL series fiasco. I mean, aside from Together and Still Together and all the Tine new series. I mean, I'm just a newbie on this phenomenon. Can you say that it's a phenomenon, the BL series? I mean, everyone's watching it. Here in the Philippines, it's actually big. I mean, from a very traditional conservative country. Yeah, thank you so much for saying. For a very conservative country, I now see BL series on a big screen, like on a big channels here in the Philippines, which is kind of big deal for us. I mean, we were talking to our friends in Malaysia, the one in Kunyit Square, and they also say that BL is also big on their country. So it's a good thing. If you were to for example, if you were to recommend your top 3 BL series, I mean, what are those and why?
Ooh, that's a really good question, and a tough one actually. The more BL you watch, like the harder it is to be like, oh, these are my favorites. But I mentioned the one that got me into it was Until We Meet Again. And that is one I always recommend. A lot of people like kind of freak out when I recommend that one because they're like, don't send them to watch that one. They'll cry. Like, it's so sad.
That's
like,
point.
I think,
It's very heavy.
it like of course, like it does have its like sad moments, like anything. But the thing that drew me to that the most was sort of like the earnestness of the relationship and the I'm trying to think of the word, like it wasn't the relationship that was portrayed was very like innocent and uncompromising. Like once there was none of this like, oh, do I love him, or you know, oh, I think I might like him, but I'm internally homophobic, or like some other outside pressure, or most of the show being taken up by pining and nothing really happening. It was like basically from the outset you're like, okay, these two love each other, now the question is how do they make it work, and that was what I loved about it. As far as outside of that, there is a series I'm watching right now, and you can see on the screen right now, Cherry Magic. I'm actually not finished with this one yet, but my expectation is that this. Sorry?
Is it Japanese?
Yeah.
It is, yeah, it's Japanese. I believe there's a BL manga of it. I'm not sure. It's based on some work. But this one I'm not finished yet, but I think my expectation is if nothing goes like terribly wrong, it may actually become my favorite BL. Like this one is, I don't know how to describe it. Like it similar to Until We Meet Again, it's very like earnest in the way it portrays love, and that both the characters are sort of like the barrier is not their own resistance to love. It's like their concern for each other, if that makes sense. So it's very like honest, very cute, and I think it's like if you're tired of sort of like pessimistic stories, I think it's a very optimistic story. And I know I'm kind of tired of pessimistic stories, especially in the world we live in. I think we need the most optimistic stories ever now. So what, without giving too much away, what Adachi, the main character, is learning through this series is that most people's motivations are come from a good place. I think he's learning that most people are actually like decent and good and kind. It's just that because we are not inside each other's heads, we sometimes misinterpret each other's actions.
The actor looks good based on the slide.
Oh yeah, both the actors are really cute. They're really great. They're really great actors.
Is it an order? Did you did it in order or just randomly say 3?
I was kind of going randomly. I started with Until We Meet Again because until recently that was my number one. So it's between, right now it's kind of like Cherry Magic, Until We Meet Again. Another one, you mentioned that the Philippines is producing a lot of BL now, which is really cool. One I watched recently that is really high ranking, probably my number 3, I would imagine, Game Boys.
That.
It's so good. That one, what drew it to me, or what drew me to it, these all kind of a similar theme of like sort of like the earnestness of the love. Like it's an unquestioning love. And that one was really cool because it was set in the context of COVID and the quarantine and communicating through video and social media and stuff like that, which I thought was really cool to have a love develop outside of just physical interaction. Which is like I think it's a very like modern love story. And I almost never cry when I'm watching like TV or movies. It's just not a reaction I usually have. But I cried twice watching that show, which is a big deal for me.
How many?
It is 8. I want to say 8. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's 8 or 10, something like that.
We will check.
Yeah. But yeah, it's an easy one to watch in terms of like the length. It's not a lot to watch.
Each individual episode's pretty short, right?
Yeah, the first one was like 10 minutes. I think they're like 20 minutes.
Right.
So I will have those 3 on my list of things to watch. Matt, what do you like? This is not a usual questions that we ask, but what do you like about Together and Still Together? I mean, what drew you into watching it aside from the very cute boys?
Yeah, that's always a good selling point when there's cute boys. I'm always there. I think with I really like connected with Together. I thought it was just like a really, even though it had kind of like one of those conventional like misdirection, misunderstanding relationship beginnings. I thought it was like a creative way to do it. That it just, if people have seen the original series up to this point, I imagine they have if they're watching this video. Just kind of the premise of he doesn't want to hurt Green's feelings, so he's like, oh, I'm going out with this other guy. It's a very fan fiction-y trope, like, oh, we're just doing this for convenience, but oh, surprise, we love each other. And surprise, he loved you all along. I love that kind of stuff. And just kind of like I love the idea of Sarawat, like, oh, like he had been pining for him like a long time, and he wasn't aware of it. And I like the way that they slowly start to like understand each other more. And I like when there's the tension comes from like the situation, like it's a really kind of like crappy situation to be in when you're just pretending to be in love, and that creates a lot of misunderstandings. And seeing that it was like really messing with both of them emotionally,
Yes.
and then kind of overcoming that.
Would
But
you
and we'll
say,
get
would you agree with what they say that Together and Still Together is like the fairy tale kind of BL? I mean, that's how they say it, right? Would you agree to that statement?
I think it depends on what you mean by fairy tale. I don't think it's like in terms of like, is it like a happy, optimistic like ending? Yeah, of course. I think like that's awesome. Um, in terms of like it being fantasy and maybe like out of reach, I don't think so. I think a lot of it is very grounded in reality and very real, and is something that we could see in our own relationships.
Especially
Uh,
Still Together. I mean,
yeah.
especially yes. Speaking of Still Together, shall we start our deep dive? Because based on what we know about Matt at this point, I feel that this is going to be an interesting deep dive. So, shall we proceed?
Let's do it.
Woo.
All right, let's get right into it.
What?
So, our very first scene starts with basically the initiates of the music club, the juniors, are being welcomed by Sarawat and Tine. And then here comes the ever fabulous Jenny. So if you guys don't know who Jenny is, I really love her. She is a trans actress in of GMMTV. She actually reacted to the season one together the series. So if you haven't seen that, I recommend that you watch it because it's so entertaining to watch other people react to like the show. Anyway, so basically P. Jenny sees the two Sarawat and Tani and basically, oh no, yes, I am a huge fan of you too. And like inside my head, I'm like, same, you're my spirit animal. Yeah, so basically, in this series, she is a legendary electric guitarist from the band Hot Wave, uh, from the Hot Wave contest, and then as she was introducing herself, she asks if the juniors if they have already done the spider dance and the spicy hockey game. So basically, since I don't know what happened, but this year the those kinds of games were banned by the university. So
Oh,
like they couldn't do it. So uh, P. Jenny begged them to, and then Dim said that we'll take care of it. And then Sarawat actually said, "What if the juniors report them to the teachers?" So basically, Jenny suggested that the juniors don't have to do anything, only Sarawat and Time.
And then she did this whole what
What
time?
time?
Yeah.
It was
So based on Jenny's reactions, I feel like she's just being a vehicle for our experience. Like
yeah.
she is me in that
Yeah.
scenario. Like
Exactly.
I'm like
I'm
I am
also
trying to get them to play that game.
And you know what? We recently did our grocery shopping, me, Justin, and our other roommate, and I actually bought a Pocky pack just because of the Together the series. So anyway,
we oh our avid listeners would know that the Pocky scene was Alice's gateway to Together the series. I mean that's what
uh,
he's considered interested about the series in the first place. But let me just reiterate
that's why I'm
that
so happy right now.
yeah, let me just reiterate that this podcast loves Jenny Panhan. Like, we love
So much.
so much. And
She's a
then
queen.
she's the queen. The queen. Anyway, Alice was able to mention earlier that Jenny has a reaction video on the first season of Together the series. And let me just give you a fun fact. The professor was walking. That was his co-host. That was her
Yeah.
co-host.
Oh
That
wow!
Go. Oh yeah.
yeah.
So he had a
I mean,
little cameo.
that I think she wouldn't want to be left out. That's why she has on the Brightwing thingy. But but just like what Robin said, Jenny is the spirit animal of the Brightwing fans during this moment.
Exactly.
So let me
Yeah.
just ask that episode 2 of Together the series. Now episode 2 of Still Together the series, and there's a kiss. How's everyone doing? How is everyone doing right now? The first the when time
Yeah. So basically, when Tyne actually said that he was going to be the one to eat the stick, the Pocky. So like
Oh,
yeah. So like the cinematics is like the very slow mo. Their nose that touch each other, and then actually this teacher, which is the cameo Pigo, actually arrives, and then PDM, oh look, there's teacher, and then Sarawat actually steals the kiss from Tyne. I can't. So yeah, and then if you look at Tyne's reaction, he was like super shocked, like yeah. And then everyone else, like it's just like if you see Green's face, like he was like that.
yeah, everybody's
Yeah,
fanning themselves.
yeah,
I
And
love
Time's like, "What did you do?" It's like an accusation.
I
and
love
like
Jenny like fainting
Yeah,
like twice.
yeah.
I live
Jenny
for
in the background was like closer, closer, closer.
Yeah, closer.
yeah. It was Jenny was like I lived my life for this moment, and all the fans were like
Yeah.
same girl
Yeah.
same. But I mean, if you look at the kissing scene and how they look at each other, I mean, oh gosh, it all the everything that comes before it is like oh no. And actually, GMMTV released the behind the scenes of that kiss. You have to check Twitter for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. So then we skip to a scene where Sarawat. Oh no, I'm sorry, I missed the opening credits.
Yeah, already talked about this on episode 1 of Still Together. Matt, what can you say about the opening credits of season 2? I mean, as to compare with the opening credits of season 1.
I've always liked the art style. I think it's really cute. The way it's sort of like animated, and with the live action people. My favorite part actually, and I will touch on this. I think we'll touch on that storyline, but is Man and Type, their visual depiction of where they are. I was like, oh, because you can tell from the opening sort of what some of the themes of the story are going to be,
Yeah.
which I always appreciate that when they sneak that into the title sequence.
Get a little foreshadowing.
Yes.
But I kind of hated the idea that I was expecting some ring. Some ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the intro was right with the mind type thingy, but when I was watching episode 1, okay, they're gonna get married.
Yeah.
Things like that. Oh well, that's a spoiler. I'm sorry.
I
Maybe
mean,
first.
they have to throw in something there to get us anticipating everything.
Oh yeah.
They
for
don't
sure.
need to.
Yeah.
They don't
Well,
need to.
well, not for us, yeah, but like it definitely they want us as enthusiastic as possible. So hyping it up for us, it's awesome. And I like feeling that way, I like being a fan. It's fun. So
And
yeah.
I also like the idea that they retained the song, because whenever you hear the song, okay,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. It's like this like Pavlovian conditioning. Like they're getting us going.
They're hyping us up. Okay,
Yeah.
the episode is starting. I need your
Okay.
energy.
Yes, exactly. Like we're like all of a sudden. So we have Sarawat and his friends having lunch, and Sarawat's bringing up how it's Tine's birthday, and like, what should I get for Tine's birthday? And they're like, what does he like? I can't figure it out. And Boss is like, yeah, he likes you. And he's like, yeah, I know he likes me, but like, he's just like, why don't you just? Man goes, yeah, why don't you just wrap yourself up with a ribbon? And Sarawat's like, I'm being serious. That's not a good idea. But then he's like, what color ribbon? Then we actually see Fong passing by in the background, and he obviously thinks that their ideas are really
Plot
stupid.
convenience.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Convenience moves the plot along here yet again. But like, we love that. Fong comes in, he goes, I can't stand you guys. How old are you really? Like, why are you being children? But we know that Fong is like an age above the rest of them. Like he has a wisdom that's deeper than anybody else. But he goes, these are crappy ideas. And they basically ask him what he wants, and he's like, sing him Scrub songs. He loves Scrub. He's like, you should throw him the Scrubs music festival. Play him one song every night until his birthday. This way, he'll know you're paying attention to him. And this time, Boss reaffirms that Fong is Fong the philosopher. And then we learn that Type Type sits down with his boss. Okay, yeah, sorry.
From that scene, you know what I like? Man said, Scrub again. You're. I mean, when will we ever move on from Scrub? His line was something like that, right? It's really funny in a sense that, yeah, but if you look at my Spotify, what's it called, Wrapped from 2020, it's basically just Scrub and Bright. So okay, I understand where Tyne was coming from. So let's talk about thinking about your partner's gifts. How I like the fact that way before, Sarawat was already thinking of, okay, what should I do? What should I do for my boyfriend's birthday? I mean, the thought of it is nice enough, right, guys? I mean, that's really sweet part. And also, I think it's also a character development for Sarawat to think of it that way. It's because if you remember from season 1, he doesn't even know how to flirt with someone, things like that. So
Right.
relationships will basically bring out things that you don't even know you're capable of.
Yeah.
How? Go ahead.
Yeah, we're seeing a more seasoned Sarawat here, though. He's, he has a year of this relationship under his belt. So, he's been doing a lot of learning. God knows how many arguments they've gotten into. And the first episode touches on that a little bit. But yeah, it's just like this is Sarawat, you're right, absolutely 100%, and his character development.
I don't know if you guys subscribe to the theory of love languages, but one of them is gift giving. I personally have never been like a big gift giver or receiver. Like, I could care less. I'm just like, well, whatever. And one of my exes, like, that was his primary love language. Like, gift giving was the most important thing. And it stressed me out so much because I was like, oh, there's so much writing on this. Like, I have to get the right thing. And he's so into gifts. Like, I just, like, he didn't want to spoil the fun by just telling me what he wanted, which is what would be easiest for me. I'm just tell me what you want. Like, I can't figure this out. So I kind of relate to Sarawat and his friends in this scene a lot, because it's like he has like that good motivation. Like, I want to do what's best for my boyfriend, but like I don't know what does he want. Like, I just thought that was really relatable.
Yeah, definitely relatable. Whenever I'm buying a gift for a significant other, my thought is like, what should I do? And then my strategy is just to go to the mall and like walk around and like look.
Yeah.
And then I end up with something.
It's a good thing, though. I mean, Matt mentioned about love languages, but the thing is, you should think about the receiver. I mean, it's not it's not the love language that you know how. I mean, it's not you, but thinking that it's time. I mean, I believe if Sarawat didn't do anything on his birthday, Tine will have will feel bad about it, and then Sarawat would feel bad about it as well. And thank you, Fong, as per usual.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
So we have Type sitting in his office with his boss having a conversation. And his boss tells him they really love like all his marketing analysis. And they're looking for a new marketing team leader. And because Type is so hardworking, and they want him to be the marketing leader. The only catch is that this position is in Phuket. And at first Type was like, yeah, I'm interested. And then he goes, but you'll be in Phuket office. And he goes, Phuket, okay. And he goes, I know it's far, but this is a good opportunity for you. All right, just think about it. When you have your answer, just let me know, okay? And he's like, sure. And you can tell, right, from Type's face, because we know he's a hardworking person. He values work hard for his job. Yeah, like we first encounter more of his character development and Together the series when he's working hard and pulling an all-nighter, basically. So we know that he's probably going to be inclined to take this position, or feel pressured to, at least.
But what I like about it is that he's thinking. Here's the thing: any move, for example, any career change is your decision, right? But if it affects your relationship with someone, I mean, I get where he's coming from. So it's a really hard decision when it comes to relationship, and this is one of the things that I like about Still Together. I mean, it taps almost all of the issues that would probably be part of any relationship.
Yeah,
right?
And you can tell by his reaction, the way he said Phuket. He's like, he immediately is thinking of Man and his relationship, and he, like it like hit him like a ton of bricks almost. Like, you can see that. Yeah.
So it's a matter of hey, I like this promotion, but I don't want to be away from my love. So it's really our decision. Have you ever been in that position in your life? I mean, do you guys have experiences on that?
Yeah, I
I
mean, go ahead. Yeah.
I did, because I was supposed to be I'm supposed to be take a job in Manila, so it's in the city, and now I'm deployed somewhere super far from. I mean, it's like a countryside, and then that took a toll on my previous relationship. So we broke up somehow, but it's not actually a hard decision, because I always wanted a a career changer somehow, but here, let's see what will happen to type and man, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what comes next?
So next, we jump to
Yeah.
Sarawat and Tine at home, right?
Yes. So Sarawat is going to try to put his grand plan into action. I should say Fong's grand plan. He's really the the originator of it. But Tyne comes in kind of looking disheveled, exhausted, and he's like, "Oh gosh, what's going on?" So as we find out through a cutaway, Tyne has been at the hospital because the cheerleading captain and a couple members of the team have unfortunately been in an accident and have been injured. So this is another complication that's going to arise, in that Tyne now is being asked to take a leadership role, a captain of the cheerleading team, which of course means that he wouldn't be able to serve in the same capacity in the music club as the secretary. And they had this conversation where Tyne's like, of course he's conflicted about this. Like, I don't know which way should I go. And Sarwat is not offering like a lot of guidance. He's like, okay, well, go be captain. And he's like, what? He's like, okay, well, just be my secretary. And he's like, you're confusing me. And it seems like Watt's kind of trying not to be confrontational, but in doing so, he's not being very helpful to his boyfriends. And then it's kind of landed on where Tyne has to kind of take the responsibility of being the captain. And I like how this scene ends where he's like, I have to reward you, Sarawat, and he leans in like he's gonna kiss him, and then he takes the guitar and starts playing a song, which I thought was cute.
Was this the scene wherein he was like saying, "What can I do? My boyfriend is smart." Is this it? My boyfriend's
Yes,
Yeah,
it
smart.
is.
my boyfriend is smart,
Yeah,
responsible, hardworking, and good looking. Everyone wants to steal you from me.
yeah,
Aww.
it was
It's
really
like,
cute.
I mean, Sarah, what is the 2020 Best Boyfriend Awardee? As for me, I mean, the mere fact that he's saying those things to him, like go be the class president. I mean, I know that Sarawat thinks Tyne was conflicted because he really wants to be Sarawat's secretary, but also wanted to be the captain of the cheer squad. I mean, where can I get a boyfriend like this? Please send the link below. Comment down below.
Slide into my DMs.
Yeah.
I want someone like him. Or
Yeah,
him.
he like I talked a little bit about like the earnestness and the like sincerity of love in this show, and that's one of the scenes where it comes through. Like, of course they have their problems and miscommunications, but like they really do like care for each other a lot, and it does show through in this scene.
Yes.
And oftentimes, like, because they care for each other so much, and that's what creates the misunderstanding a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that's why it's so valuable to them, and it creates this big emotional storm. And yeah.
I like that. I mean, yeah, it's a realization that all of their conflicts came from caring for each other too much, right?
Yeah.
I also wanted to highlight what Matt said about the reward. I mean, I was on the edge of my seat. Oh, they're gonna kiss again. Things like that. And it's a
Yeah.
big diversion.
And they're like,
I
"You've already
thought,
got a kiss this episode."
yeah. But here's, have you seen? Sorry, Matt, I forgot to ask you earlier. Have you seen Still Together during the premiere? I mean, you had to wait every Friday. Are you part of that group?
Yes, I was. That was like so hard. It's so hard watching shows live because it's like a whole week. No.
Yeah. And then you have to wait for the for the small interval and stuff. So when I was watching things, what goes in my head is that, okay, they kissed during the first few minutes of this episode. Are they gonna kiss again? Things like that, and I was super anxious. And when I do that on a regular Netflix show, I just need to fast forward it. Are they gonna kiss something? But I can't do that while watching it on a premiere. Like it's live. I mean, GMMTV. If it's premiere on YouTube, it's definitely, you can't do anything but to watch it as if you're watching a television, right?
Right.
So, are you guys ready to move on from this?
Big time. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so actually after that, it was Man and Type. Actually, Man was browsing. I think it was a small feature of Lazada. Was it the Lazada? I'm not sure. Anyway, it was a shopping website, and then Man was browsing shoes, and then Type actually arrives, and he catches Man red-handed, and Man denies that he was shopping, but then we find out that Type had access to his account because Man forgot to log off his. And so um, Man said he's sorry, and then that please don't be mad. And then it is at this point that I think we see something wrong with Type, because Type said, don't worry, I'm not mad, which is actually very uncharacteristic of Type, because if we look at the previous episodes, like episode 1 of Still Together, remember, like he was scolding Man when he was sneaking out food or something like that when they were both on a diet. So like here we see Type is actually being a bit, I don't know the term, submissive, no, passive, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
mhm. And then in the shower we see Type thinking about the offer once again, and then Man actually enters the shower, and then um it's with the point where Man confronts Type that he knows that something's wrong, and then if there's something, you can tell it to me, something like that. But then Type just dismisses it and says like, it's nothing, don't worry about it, or something like that.
Yeah. And how did that make you feel when that happened? I was like, really? You're not going to tell him? Like, he actually asked you directly what's happening.
Yeah, I guess like Type didn't want to, because Man is a bit clingy. So like for me, so like Type doesn't know how to tell him that there are gonna be some troubles in their relationship.
No, I think it's
Mm-hmm.
actually Type underestimating Man. I mean,
Oh.
let's just, I know, let's be blunt with it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he underestimates the level of understanding of the person. Maybe,
Yeah, I can totally see that because Type always is like, yeah, he always thinks about Man that way. And then Man always seems to be able to deal with it. Like he's always accepting. What was the last thing that happened with them? Where Man was very accepting.
The whole time, basically.
Yeah. He's very open of everything. Like every complaint that Type has, he just accepts it. He doesn't like complain about it. He doesn't complain about Type's personality.
his big personality. I'm just saying it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna identify with all the like worst qualities in this episode again, but I kind of identify with Type in that I'm kind of non-confrontational in a way where it was like the enormity of that like decision, I might actually like withhold it for a while from my significant other. Like, you know, in my head, maybe playing out like, oh, it's gonna go so wrong. Like, he's gonna break up with me. We're gonna have a huge fight. And like, maybe if I just ignore it, like the problem will go away. Like, those are my worst tendencies. I like to think that I've grown a lot and not, I wouldn't act on my worst tendencies. But like, I feel like I definitely identify with type being like, I don't even know how to bring this up or like talk about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that feeling might even come from like types, like just general feeling that he doesn't want to be away from man too. So he had, in order to talk about it, he has to face it, right? So
Right.
also, I want to say about the shower scene, when we get the first scene, I never thought of type as like, he's cute, but I never thought of him as like, like I don't know. I never thought of him as someone I stand. But then when I saw his arms from the side, I was like, okay, Top Cap. Okay,
Yeah.
I see where you're coming from here. I can do that.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that because I think it was on Instagram. Top Tap talked about that scene when it came out and saying like it was like a big deal for him to do that, like a shirtless scene, because he was really self-conscious about like his body and stuff. And so I was like, oh, that's really great that like he found like the self-confidence to be able to do that scene.
Yeah,
Because I imagine that that's really weird to do, like to have like a whole crew around you and like you're either half naked or mostly naked. Like that's
Yeah.
I can imagine that's very uncomfortable.
Absolutely. So then it's Tine and Sarawat the very next morning. I guess, yeah.
Yeah, so actually, after the next morning, it was the day of the kickoff of the cheerleading club, and Tyne was actually zoning out while he was fixing his drink. Once again, kudos to GMMTV for the best product placement. Yeah, so he was fixing his lycopene something, and then Sarawat actually asked Tyne, actually observed that Tyne was nervous. So like Tyne asked him to get closer, and then he grabbed his head, and then this scene is really cute because you could see the character development of Sarawat, because before in season 1, Sarawat wasn't like touchy, and then here we could like really see how involved Sarawat is in the relationship as like yeah. Anyway, so like he was grabbing Tyne's head, and he said like a mini prayer like, dear God, I wish my boy all the best in work, that he's loved by many people and that he's respected by his club members. And then he blew on the head of Tyne, and then he kissed him on the cheeks. And I think once again this is another improvised scene by Bright. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
The whole head pat thing are all just Bright's ideas. I mean, it's not written on the script.
Yeah, and then that makes the chemistry of Sarawat and Tine even more like more real,
Natural.
I guess. More natural, exactly.
The sense. I like this scene a lot because it actually gives us a glimpse of their daily life together. I mean, it's not really a big scene. I mean, this is just him doing his drinking his vitamins, and then they're talking to each other. That's the thing about living in with your significant other. I mean, those are the small moments that you actually treasure. I mean, talking to each other while eating or right beside the bed. It's not actually the grand gestures that we want. And then here, GMM TV showed us a huge part we're in. Hey, before the big first day of time, here is Sarawat psyching him like, you can do it. And then the prayer was an uncalled for moment for me. Because I thought he was gonna kiss him or bully him somehow, and then it was a prayer, and I was laughing so hard when I first watched this. What just happened? And then things like. But then again, can I just say? I always say this. I like Bright and Win from the very first time I saw them up until now. But Still Together is their best self. I mean, it's the most attractive version of Bright and Win for me.
Yeah, I agree. Like I think like you said, the domestic side of them, that realistic side of the relationship, it's like so rewarding to see. It definitely is like them at their best.
Yeah, it's a lot of Tine worrying, Sarawat comforting him and being sweet, and then Tine making fun of Sarawat like he does at the end.
Yeah. When it comes to your previous relationship or experiences, are you the worrier or the comforter? I mean, are you? I mean,
I'm definitely more of a worrier. Like I'm the one who starts crying first. I'm the one who starts an argument. I'm the one who starts I'm the one who's like silent in the back. I'm like Tyne listening to music at night, worrying and not saying anything about it. Totally that person.
how about you?
Yeah.
How about you, Alice? Nothing.
I'm definitely the worrier. Although I'm not good at comforting people, so I like to worry. Because
How
like
about
when I worry, it's like I am forced to face the problem, and it motivates me. So that's my take.
how about
How
you,
about Matt?
Matt?
Uh, it's an interesting question. I think like in romantic relationships, I'm actually like the comforter. I'm not the worrier. Like I kind of like, hey, calm down. Like it's all gonna be okay. But like it's interesting because like in other facets of my life, I can be a worrier. Like when it comes to work or like stuff like that. So I guess it's kind of like a multi-dimensional thing. Like it's not like one or the other. But yeah, definitely in romantic relationships, I'm not the one that's like worrying all the time.
Yeah, I'm also the same. I usually, even with my friends, I mean, it's okay. I'm always like that. I mean, I worry for myself, but when it comes to my relationship or my romantic or friends, I mean, I'm a Sarawat. I am a comforter.
So I guess for my friendships, like I can like comfort my friends. I can take care of my friends. But when it comes to my romantic relationship, I'm very vulnerable. I'm like,
Right.
We're different when it comes to relationships.
yeah.
I mean, people baby talk in a relationship, and you can do that with your friends.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. For our YouTube viewers, what are you? A comforter or what's the other one?
comment down.
Comforter or warrior?
Comment down below.
Yeah,
Comforter
please
or
let
warrior.
us know. We want to have that conversation.
Drop those in the chat.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, after that, after they were prepared, they went up the elevator and then they go their separate ways. And then Tyne was actually looking for the cheerleading room because she doesn't know where it is yet. And then after walking a bit, they actually meet up once again. Apparently, the cheerleading room and the music room are beside each other actually. And then here's the next I guess the conflict wherein the band was playing so loud, and after that we go to the next scene.
I think we might have skipped over something really quickly.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
forgot about pair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's all right. So Man and Boss are sitting outside, just enjoying the fresh air, and we can see that Boss is going through all of Pear's photos, and he's liking every single one. And we learned in the last episode that Boss is actually,
Interested.
has been liking Pear for a long time, for like a year, but he's too terrified to say anything. and he's saying, yeah, I'm liking all of her photos because that way she'll know that I like her. And man is like, are you kidding me? You're not actually doing anything. Look at what Pukong does. He's writing a song and everything. So you think that just from liking the photo, she's going to know what you're doing, what's going on. And I know for me, when I just see people liking all of my photos on Instagram, I'm like, thanks for the like, but I'm not like, I don't read very deeply into it. Like, my aunt likes my Instagram photos and like my little sister likes my Instagram photos. So it's not like, you know, it's not like a big clue. Like people I never meet like my Instagram photos. So then we see in the distance, Pukong is standing around looking kind of awkward, holding a bag. And man is watching and he points him out. And then Pear walks up. And they kind of have this exchange and they're looking at Pukong's phone. And man and boss actually misunderstand that interaction. And they read into it that because they know that there's a senior student that Pukong likes. So they think it's Pear. Basically Pukong sees them and runs into them. And he goes, oh, hi. And boss says, save that for your dad. And he like swears in Korean, I think, at Pukong. And man goes, what does that mean? And he goes, I heard it in a Korean drama. Which I was like, whoa. And then man's like, calm down, Pukong. Watt told us you have a crush on a senior. We just didn't think it was her. And he goes, wait, you guys know? It's obvious. You two seem really close. Millions of people out there. Why are you hitting on the one that boss likes? And Pukong's like, what? Because it's not true at all. He goes, you know? And then boss goes, yeah, that's right. And Pukong goes, you like Pumil? Because he thinks that boss likes the same person that he likes. And boss is like, damn right I do. She is so cute. Wait, huh? Wait, Pumil? You like Pumil? And Pukong goes, so I was just, the thing is, Pear's little brother is studying architecture. Her brother and I are close friends, but the one I really like is Pumil. So then they learn that that's kind of like a misunderstanding. And boss goes, we live in a modern world where love has nothing to do with gender. And I saw a great YouTube comment there in the video. Someone said, this is boss realizing that he's the only one of his friends that is straight. And so he's trying to make, he's like, whoa, yeah, all right, taking it in. And Meal goes like, I don't care about that. So like Pukong is basically Pan, I guess. But he says, I care about my big brother. The reason is it has nothing to do with like being the same gender. Piwat and Pumil don't like each other. Don't tell my brother. And they're like, we won't tell your brother. What level are you at? And he's like, I'm at no level, basically. Like, I am brother zoned. Man says, oh, I've been there. I understand. We're going to help you. And then boss goes, I built your brother up. Now I can build you too. And then I'm like, boss, hold on. Yeah, you can't even say hi to the one you like.
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to help him? But I guess, like, I get that too, because I'm like that person who can, like, I can give my friends advice.
But
I can like clean my friends' rooms in like 15 minutes. I've had to do that before. When I was a kid, one of my friends' moms was like, oh yeah, you can't leave until you get your room cleaned. And my friend's like, I don't know where to start. I was like, boom, 10 minutes. So I can always solve other people's problems better than my own. So I kind of get where boss is coming from there.
We all have that friend who can give us advice but has a crappy life.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. It's mostly about having an outside perspective, I guess.
Yeah. Did you know that? Sorry, this is just a fan fact.
Yeah.
Based on the book, the parents of Sarawat and Pukong are very open-minded. I mean, they agreed to Sarawat and Tine living together, and then his dad, the dad of Sarawat, was I think from the military or police, and then he said, do you think I would disagree to something like this? So there's no actual pressure of liking a guy when it comes to the Pukong and Sarawat family. So I think that's really a good thing when it comes to Pukong being just chill about the idea that, I mean, his main focus was not him liking a guy. It's actually him liking the guy his brother hates.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's a cool fact. I haven't gotten that far in the book yet, so that's cool to know.
Yeah. Actually, can we just take time to appreciate the beauty of Pear? Like Love, she's extremely beautiful. I mean, look at that girl. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, girl to girl. I mean, it's hard for a woman to appreciate another woman, to be honest. And then here I am. Oh, this girl is really beautiful, and I think this. I mean, everyone on the Brightwin world or universe would know this gossip that somehow Boss and Pair in real life has a thing going on right now because of their Instagram and Twitter accounts post. Gun smell and love.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You were saying that earlier.
That's really
The-
cute.
That's really cute. Anyway, I have a question though. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, it's true that Boss and Man did a lot of things for Sarawat during the first season. I mean, together the series, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I think what they want to happen is to copy the same story and then paste it on two different people, which
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
made your brother I'm gonna made you, something like that.
yeah. I was reviewing my TikToks I made about this episode, and I said something along the lines of like, men are really this stupid. They think, oh, my friend, we did this same thing with him and he got a boyfriend. Let's do the exact same thing with this other person and then the same thing will happen. Like, it's just so funny. Like, they share a brain cell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, and we know that people are different. So then we move on.
Since they
And
want to copy the Sarawat and Tine story.
yeah, no,
Yes.
that's a good point. That it is a relationship that other people would want. They do have that like really close, nice relationship that you'd want to emulate. So then we come on to the cheerleading squad room, and they're trying to Tyne is trying to announce or trying to show everybody, demonstrate to everybody what the opening position of the cheerleading cheer is. But every time he tries to, there's some drums in the background, and he's getting really annoyed. Oh yeah, and also right before that, Pukong and Man run in and get Pukong signed up for cheerleading squad because that's because they say that he should be a lovely cheerleader, and that's the way, because Neil liked Tyne, right? So he's gonna like Pukong too. So that's something there with the cookie cutter approach to building a new relationship.
I like the cookie cutter.
Yeah. One size does not fit all. That's not how it works. But we still love Sarawat's friends. So yeah. So then we get that cute little scene where Tyne is constantly interrupted by drum beats. And then
He went to the musical club. I mean, he walked into the room. What?
Yeah, we get this big confrontation. And so, sorry.
So Tan confronted Sarawat like, you said you're gonna tone it down, right, Robin?
Yeah, he said, yeah, you're going to tone it down. Sorry, my notes are very long, so I'm trying to find where I was.
So Tan said, you
Okay.
said you're gonna tone it down. Sarawat said, I can control the juniors, but not him. Lo and behold, Pedem is back.
Of course it is. And Times goes, oh, it's Pidum, right? And he goes,
Okay.
yeah, he's still looking for a job. That's why he's always here. And then Green runs in and said, "Hi, oh Tine, what are you doing here?" And I love Green. Like he is one of my favorite characters. He's just so cool. And Tyne said, I came to talk about the noise. They're so loud we can't practice at all. And Sarawat goes, listen, I already talked to him. He said it's your problem. I don't like Sarawat's like, I've had it, basically. Green's like, PDM, why aren't you at home? Why are you bothering the music club members here? And Deem says, watch your mouth. When did I bother anyone? And we basically like learned that they're having this personal argument, and they're going to be very mature, and they're going to deal with it in a proper way. No, just kidding. No, just kidding. What they're going to do is hijack the conflict between the music club and the cheerleading club to have their argument, which is actually
it's very Green dim kind of thing.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
From the start. I mean, they're not gonna talk about it. They're gonna involve everyone.
Very public arguments. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Deem's like, this is a music club. Do you want me to meditate or something? Should I start chanting now? And Green goes, oh, you're an ass. Don't forget that this is the Student Affairs Center. We have to be considerate. And Deem goes, Green, whose side are you on? The side with no bullies like yourself. You try to force people. And that other thing, too. And that's how we learned that. And Sarawat's like, what are they talking about? And basically, Green decides to become a member of the cheerleading squad to help Tyne out with this argument so he can oppose Deem. And Tyne and Sarawat are just trying to get everybody to calm the hell down. And he said, I just came to ask you guys to keep it down. And Watt said, you're the club president. You carry everybody's dignity. And puts all this social pressure on him. Should we lower the noise for them? And Sarawat said, no. Just because, he's feeling all this pressure. It's like basically, if he doesn't say that they shouldn't keep it down, he's insulting the honor and dignity of music club. It's like he doesn't want to do that.
I like the transition from that scene to the next. Oh, and that's a super funny transition from no, we shouldn't, up until to them being together and him begging for forgiveness.
Yeah.
That's a really great production style, GMMTV. That's like super nice. Okay, let's talk about conflicts like that. How would you handle it if you're on their shoes? I mean, if you're Sarawat and Tine. I mean, it's petty on an outside perspective, believing that all of us are already working, all of us already has bigger problems. But if you were Tine and Sarawat, how would you handle the whole situation?
I wouldn't. It would have been exactly the way it played out, because I don't know, like I wouldn't know how to deal with other people's conflicts. You know what I mean? Like given the height of my age now, I probably would have been like, you guys need to take this somewhere else. And if you can't be constructive, leave. But at what, 22, 21, 20 years old, I would have been exactly what they did. I would have been like, what? Like not knowing how to deal with it.
There's a toxic thing. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but on this situation it's a bad thing. The seniority in Thailand, like all the seniors like PDM. I mean, you can't actually say anything against him unless you're his boyfriend, Green. Sarawat is basically the club president. He could just say, okay, let's tone it down or something. But there's this pressure of your senior. And also I remember, oh well, I just wanted to announce that I'm watching the Kautung's series now. What's the title? Yeah, I'm watching it right now, and it's a very big deal that he answered his senior, the girl, the very toxic girl, the ex-girlfriend of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I hated the fact of seniority in the sense that I have to respect you up until the very last straw of my patience. And now that's not how it should work. I mean, it also resonates here with Pidem. I mean, he's being annoying. I get his love for the music club, but there are a lot of his decisions that's overboard already. I mean, as a club president, he could have just said about it. But well, the seniority is big in Thailand.
But I love Green in this situation. He just doesn't like he has a domestic partner kind of thing going, and he just doesn't care. Like he's not going to hold back. He brings everything up. It's awesome.
I'm not gonna side with the bully.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm sorry, I just need to say this. If you're in a relationship with anyone, I mean, if he's doing a bad thing, you can actually go to the other side, right? Just like what did. I mean,
Yeah.
I love you, but you're a bitch or something like that.
Yeah.
I love you, right? Anyway, moving forward here. Oh my gosh, for you are not watching on our YouTube channel, you should rewatch it. I mean, this is I died.
Just for this thumbnail.
Yeah.
Just for the sleeveless T-shirt.
Just what you're talking about with the smash cut to the next scene is so great. Like, so obviously all that transpires, the conflict, and then we get a smash cut to Watt, like, desperately trying to apologize to Tine. They're in the bedroom, like, sitting on the bed, and he's like, please, like, I'm sorry. Like, I got pressured into it. I had to look good in front of Deem. And Tine's just kind of like, doesn't want to talk about it, doesn't even want to deal with it. He's like, no, I'm just tired. Like, and he's like, please forgive me. He's like, I'm going to bed. And then Watt's like, okay, maybe I'll try again for my the birthday plan. And so he runs and grabs this the cute hat and the guitar. He's gonna sing the song. And he gets back into the bedroom, and Tyne is like snoring, like fast asleep. And so once again, the plan is not coming through for him, which I thought it was like a really cute little scene, personally.
Yeah, it's really sweet.
That is also one of my favorites, this scene. I mean, the mere fact that it also put some lotion on Tyne.
Yeah.
Oh yes, he does.
Which is another good product placement. I mean, I was like, what said his lotion smells great. I want to order the same thing.
Yeah.
Right?
You gotta get that product placement in.
And now I want the lotion. That's the problem.
Yeah. See, it works.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I love how cute Bright looks in that hat.
Yeah.
It's just so cute.
His face, like, darn it. So now, Man is on the laptop. He asks Type if he can borrow his laptop to put on some music, and Type is like, yeah, absolutely. And he kind of walks away to go do whatever he has to do. And Man's like, oh, someone else forgot to log out of his email. You're finished. Like, I'm gonna get some dirt on you. And then he reads his email, and then he sees that, Type is going to be promoted, basically. It says, details on marketing team leader, Phuket office. Mr. Tirasup, please be informed about the job promotion in Phuket office. And Man flashes back to the shower scene, and he realizes that Type is not telling him something. And we don't know. It cuts away, and we don't know how Man is going to react.
first of all,
yeah.
Do not open your partner's emails as of the situation. Please do not do that.
Yeah, if you feel that you're in a relationship where that needs to happen, I think here it's a little bit of a cute ad lib because Type always sees Man's like shopping. So Man's like, how can I criticize him back to defend myself? It's kind of a cute little back and forth. But
yeah, he didn't go looking for the emails.
Yeah. But like as it goes, like for the if you're in a relationship where you feel that you need to do that, unlike man and type, you should probably just have a conversation with them and sit
Yes.
down. And if they still, if you know something, you have a feeling about something, and they don't validate your feelings, definitely think about that relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, I'm always the type wherein you can use my phone, or you can but don't snoop around. I mean, if you have questions, just ask, things like that. I
Well,
hated the idea
it's all about how they do it, right? Like when I visited my boyfriend the last time, like he would go on my phone, he would play on my Instagram because he's a photographer, so he would take pictures of my phone and go, "You should post this on Instagram, not that." And I'd be like, "Okay," but he wasn't doing it because he like didn't trust me and wanted to spy on my life, you know.
Yeah.
He wasn't trying to like suffocate me.
Yeah, I like
Right.
I like what you said. I like what you said, that it's not as if man is looking for something. I mean, he just wanted to get back to he just wanted to get back with the bullying of, can I just say it's bullying? Yeah, with the
Yeah, it's
comment of,
bullying.
yeah, with the comment of his partner. But do not ever be that kind of partner wherein you have to snoop around.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Anyway, we move on to Fukong. Actually, Fukong was looking at the results of the cheerleading audition, and then he passed, right? And then he was talking to boss and man, like, P, is this really gonna work? And then boss says, uh, believe me, stop playing football. He won't care. He only sees you as a brother. So, but if you're a chick and lovely university cheerleader, trust me, you will have his full attention. So basically, boss was taking a page right out of Sarawat and Tine's book. And then female, plot convenience, arrives. And then he actually asks Pukong out to play football with him. But then Pukong actually being all smug, I have practice. And practice. And then basically Poco brags that he's a university cheerleader now. And then, of course, he was expecting something like a huge response. And then female just says, good for you. And then anyway, and then said like, don't forget to make time for me to play football or something like that. And then it was like super sad because it seemed like it didn't affect Mel, but then boss actually said that, are you stupid? He just he just kept it inside, can't you see, or something like that. Yeah. So
um,
after that, go ahead.
what's your take on the relationship of Pukong and Pimel? I mean, I haven't actually had a chance to like think about it. Yeah.
Well, I think it's hard for Neil, right? Because he didn't think of Pukong that way, right? He's definitely treated him in an inconsiderate way, Pukong, I mean, but like that's natural from the direction that Neil is coming from. He's thinking about him as like basically his bro, like his friend, and you can get away with a lot with your friends when it comes that way, but I think he should have shifted a little more when he learned that Pukong liked him. Like he should be a little more sensitive, even if they don't have a thing. Like he should be a little more sensitive.
Yes, I have to agree with you on that. Next is, oh no, the scene.
But before that, just to pass over, Sarawat, no, Fong, Tine, and Om were actually having a meetup. And then Fong was actually asking, so how did it go? How many songs did he play for you? Kim pertaining to Sarawat. And then Tine was complaining like, he played 10. And then like, so basically,
He
the
thought.
they
Yeah.
thought that Sarawat did his plan, a birthday plan for Time, but unfortunately, um, it wasn't. So Om was about to ask, it's about your birth. And then Fong actually put something on Om's mouth just to stop Om from talking and leaking out the surprise. Yeah, so basically that's it.
And then moving forward to the uh time, I was about to say Win. Win going home. Yeah. Time just arrived home feeling so tired and stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, we basically see before that, after the scene with Tyne and his friends, we get a little montage of how things are going, how Tyne is, Green and Deem are like playing off of each other and being as loud as possible. And actually, is that in this scene? Is it in this? Yeah, it's in this scene that we
Yeah,
learn
yes,
that
yes, yes.
the speakers of the music club were actually paid for by Green's dad.
Yeah.
And so he takes them back, which basically, and Sarawat's like, oh no. So out of all of this exhaustion, oh no, and then we also see, we also end on the Fong's quote that says, never, a love guru once said, never let work conflict ruin your love life, which is like, thanks. Thanks for that advice. That's very straightforward.
We should take note of that on our real life.
Yeah. And he said, you should do something sweet for each other. Your work might get smoother and sweeter too. So he's basically like, be nice to each other, love each other, and your life will get better. And then we see that Man and Boss are trying to get Pukong to wear a whole bunch of makeup for these photos that they're taking, so that Meal would want to remove the makeup, but it doesn't seem to work. And then we get to this scene where Tyne's walking in after all of this exhaustion, and he's on the phone with Green, and he basically is talking about work, and he hangs up, and he goes, oh, I'm exhausted. I'm really hungry too. And Sarawat goes, you're just the king of complaints now, aren't you? And Tyne goes, but I'm really tired. I had to shout louder than PDM's guitar. And Sarawat goes, would you like to listen to a song? I'll play it for you too. He's really trying to push this Scrubb music festival because it's like his last night to do it. And Sarawat goes, come on, you're home now. Stop talking about work. Let's talk about us, Tyne. And he goes, I'm tired. I'm just going to take a shower and go to bed. And he goes, how about one song? Just one. And he goes, I've listened to your club songs all day. Like, Tyne has had it with music at this point. And he's like, but I've been tuning my guitar since noon just for you. And we remember in like one of the first episodes of Together the series, Watt was tuning his guitar for hours, and we know that it doesn't take that long. And at this point, Tyne knows too that it doesn't take that long, so it's not going to work on him this time. But then he flashes back to that quote that Fong said, and then that advice that Fong said, and then he goes, I'm going to take a shower. Do you want to join me? And Sarah would go, just listen to one Scrubb song. I've practiced for you. And Tyne goes, you choose then. You can either play a Scrubb song or scrub my back. And Sarawat didn't have to think for very long after that. He immediately, like, Tyne leaves the room and throws a towel at Sarawat. And Sarawat's like, huh? And then he's like, Tyne, wait. And it's left up to our imagination. And this is one of my favorite scenes because it was so well choreographed and it was so cute. Yeah.
And I like how Win portrayed the teasing part.
Yeah.
I mean, his face. I mean, do you want to play a Scrub song, or you want to scrub my back? And then turns around and then walks away. I mean, he even tossed the towel to Sarawat.
Yeah.
I like all the part of that, which is kind of rare for the character of Tyne, right?
Yeah, he's gaining some new confidence. You know, he's becoming the president of the cheer club, which is the time that we'd seen him more assertive and confident before. and he's gaining confidence in his love life too, and he's even using his hold over Sarawat to tease him a little bit. So I think that it was a great scene.
Yeah.
A plus screen grab there, by the way. That is, I love the like blurred image of him running with the towel.
Yeah. He's like, oh. Like, he doesn't have to think twice about it.
Yeah, that's a great scene. And so we finally arrived to the big day, Tine's birthday. So we're in the music club room, and Watt and his friends are preparing the cake. They're lighting the candles. And then the cheer squad kind of bursts into the room, which causes a distraction. And very not advised, but Watt sets the lit birthday cake down and goes over to see what's happening. And basically this confrontation happens, where the I think it's Green who's talking about how they've been reported to the school, and Sarawat's like, what? I didn't know anything about this. And Deem's like, I reported them, like, we need to get work done. And then Green's like, well, you're not the only one who can report people. And so he's like threatening back. And then Watt and Tine are trying to like calm things down. Like, that's not what we meant. We shouldn't be doing it this way. We should be negotiating, like trying to work together. And then at some point Tine goes, what's that smell? And everyone's kind of like sniffing around, and you see from the back room where the cake was, the smoke rising. They do some cutaways to the cake of it burning the box. And so a fire has started in the room, which is, I knew from the very from the trailer to this show that this was going to be one of my favorite scenes, just because of how like utterly chaotic it is. And Green's scream is just amazing. And so they're all they all, and again, not advised, they all tell each other, oh, grab the equipment, like grab the musical instruments. And then the cheer club's like, well, this affects our room too, let's go grab all our stuff. And so they grab all their stuff and get it out of the room. How did everyone feel when they saw that scene?
Well, yeah, like my first reaction was similar to yours. I was like, okay, if there's a fire, you shouldn't really be concerned with your musical instruments and your uniforms. You should be concerned with your body and trying to like survive, like if it's a fire. But other than that, you can kind of see where this is leading the cheer club and the music club to learn how to work together in a high stress situation. So they're learning a lesson here. But it's also like, did it have to be this? Did it have to come to this? Like the fire is almost like the fire of conflict between the two clubs.
Yeah, I love it. It has like it ties into the theme a couple of different ways. I think I agree. Like it is like representative of the conflict. Like things are literally on fire now.
Yeah.
And then I love how it like it's like the epic conclusion of the failed birthday. Like, oh, I tried all this week to make it a great birthday, and then it ends with a fire. And the next scene there's kind of a cute conclusion to that. But yeah.
Yeah. What about
and
you
then
guys? Sorry.
And then found out that the source of the fire was the cake.
Yeah.
Everyone was okay. Pidem was like, I'm too tired to yell at you, things like that, right? What's amazing is the cake is still intact after all that.
Yeah, and they were all like smelling it. And I love the exaggerated sniffing too. Like Tine starts it out. He's like, and everybody's doing that as well. And I'm like, that's a lot. That's a lot. Like, all of that sound. That's a lot. Man makes the announcement, and like you said, he's carrying the cake, and he goes, "The fire is out. Good thing that it didn't spread." And Deem said, "How did it start?" And Sarawat's like, "It was me. It was supposed to be a surprise. This is what's left. I'm sorry." And Deem says,
even if it's super wet and he's holding a ruined cake, it's still super dreamy. I mean, who wouldn't want a friend like that? Who's I would forgive him.
yeah, well, he's constantly trying to think about how to make Tine feel good, and that's what matters, right?
Yes.
And Tyne isn't even like Tyne. You can see Wynn's face, the actor Wynn's face, and his acting is so good in this because he looks happy to the fact that this is all caused because Sarawat was trying to do something nice for him. He seemed kind of happy. Diem says you should probably apologize to everyone. You know, we're all in trouble because of you. Even though there's no like fire department or teachers or anything, we can imagine that this would get everybody in trouble. And we can imagine the cake is wet, right? Because they probably threw water on the cake to put out the fire. You know, Sarawat apologizes to everyone and he says, like, thank you, cheerleading club, for helping us remove the instruments. And Tyne said, listen, I thank you to the music club too. I don't think we need to draw lots anymore. I think we can find a way to live together. And Sarawat's like, yeah, we don't actually need to be loud every day. So why don't we schedule when we can be noisy? And Green says, well, if the president is okay, then I'm okay too. and Tyne goes like, I'm okay. Pidim, because we know that's the one who's really causing the problem. And Pidim kind of looks embarrassed and he's like, the president has said it. I stand by what he said. And I want to see that's very dramatic. And Sarawat said, all right, we're good now. Let's move everything back to our rooms. Thank you all. Let's help each other. And I think we really see like Sarawat taking some leadership here. It's more character growth for him. Then we get this little scene between Diem and Green. And Diem's like, my darling Green, if I stop being an ass, will you come back to music club? And Green said, I don't know. I'm helping move things back. No, I'm helping my friends. And then Tyne and Sarawat are just like thank each other. And then Green sees this guitar that Diem has. He goes, is that your ex's guitar? You said you sold it. And Diem's like, Green, keep your voice down. People can hear you. And Green said, people can hear me? They all know we're together. Like, it doesn't matter now. And I find it hard to imagine that they've been trying to keep their relationship secret for yet another year and somehow have managed to do it through another year. Like, I just don't believe it.
Yeah.
And Green knows too that, yeah. So he goes, so you still miss your ex, huh? Don't stay with me. And so their argument continues, and maybe that's going to continue some other things. But yeah.
Yes. Do not keep the possession of your ex if your current relationship is not good with it.
Right. Yeah. Not a wise thing to do. Not a wise thing to do. But we can. Yeah.
Avoid conflict. Sell it online.
Right. Exactly. And you can, with that money, take your significant other on a great date.
Yes. Take it from us.
Yes.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, so after that, so basically, in this scene, Tyne was so sad because the cake was ruined and that they weren't able to take a photo together. So Tyne actually invites Sarawat to go on a hot pot with Tyne's friends because they invited him. So Sarawat turned him down because he wanted to celebrate Tyne's birthday at home. So, plot convenience, Type actually comes in and then gives a plan to Tyne for his birthday. And I really like the plan because of what Type said that the plan produces stress. And I think I want to get this plan for my dear co-host, Justin. I think you need this plan. Yeah. So anyway, Tyne actually asked Type if he told Man that he's actually moving to Phuket soon, which Type said no, not yet. So he was Type was actually afraid that he was afraid to say it because long distance relationships are scary and that Man might break up with them.
Yes.
So so Tyne basically encouraged Type to tell Man so that he could at least inform him about it. And
Yes.
so we go to the next scene.
Wait, hold on. This is the only time wherein type is kind. I mean, the brother relationship of Tine and type is actually established. I mean, aside from the yellow tape back in
Yeah.
back,
Yeah, that's
back
true.
I mean, I mean, if I wasn't actually reminded that there are siblings here, I wouldn't remember it because first of all, they don't look alike in any way.
No.
Not even the height or something. So it's really hard for me. This, and I like this scene very much because of the idea that Tyne has his friends. I mean, that Sarawat is giving them his space. That you have your own crew. I have my own crew. All of us are mutual friends. But if you need a them, you can have it. I mean, I find that healthy in a relationship.
Yeah, I was about to say that's one of the hallmarks of a healthy relationship. Giving
Yes.
space and time with friends. Yeah, totally.
Yes. So
Um,
another boyfriend, perfect boyfriend points first.
Absolutely. And I really like we see that type is like that kind of person who mothers and takes care of people too, because he's thinking about how stressed Tyne is and brings him that present too to bring his stress level down. So we can kind of see what the dynamic is in that relationship. We can see why almost he would have back in the original series gone there to make sure that Sarawat is going to treat Tyne right, because he has to take care of his
Yeah.
brother.
But I think it's actually at least now we know why. I mean, he already said it himself why he's not saying the Phuket thing to man. It's because he's afraid that he might live him because of the
Yeah.
long relationship scare. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So after that, this is actually a really nice scene because type when a type opened the door, the lights were turned off, and then there were candles, and then when he turned out the lights, they were like call this we call them Christmas lights,
Mhm.
but yeah. So like, and then there was man dressed up as a shark. So it was like it's the sea animal to match the Phuket theme. So basically, man found out that uh, type was actually moving. So he said that he was okay with moving to Phuket for work, and that he mentioned that man could move there after he graduates. And then man actually gave type couple white sneakers with the what do you call this the little trinket, I guess. I think it was a dolphin, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah. So that when he what's this so that when he was running, he wouldn't be running with somebody else because um it was so hard to win type's heart.
yes. I
Yeah. So
think
basically, man and type. Go ahead.
what no. I have nothing.
Yeah. So man and type basically asked each other to trust in each other, which they both agreed, and then type kissed man on the cheek, which is really cute.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think this is the start of the long distance relationship um
Yeah.
storyline for Still Together.
Mhm.
Anything on that, guys?
I liked in this scene the continuation of the teasing. There's a little line where man brings up the time that he got in that other guy's car and left him. And he doesn't mean anything serious by it, but he was kind of like jabbing back, like, "Oh, you don't trust me? Well, why should I trust you? You got in that." I love how they were able to like they were expressing like deeper emotions that they were experiencing in doubts, and then it ends like Ellis said with them like committing to each other, like, okay, if I want you to trust me, I need to trust you. Like they kind of reaffirmed that trust. Overall, like really cute scene. I love how man like spent all this time like putting this party together to make him feel better. Yeah, it was really great.
Yeah, and actually, I kind of like how raw the emotion is here too. Because when Man gives Type the sneakers, Type is actually crying, and Type goes, "Well, we should both wear these sneakers now because if you like we can so that we can run together now because after I'm gone, you're going to be running with someone else." And it's like Type has been assuming up until this point in the conversation where they get to trust each other that Man's just going to leave him, which, like, you know, he really needs to put more faith in Man. Like, Man might be like this fun-loving, like, you know, kind of silly guy who doesn't think much about his future, but when it comes to his heart, you know, he has a heart of gold, and he is willing to go all the way for his boyfriend, which I really like.
His fear of losing Man is kind of like I just thought about it now. I mean, his fear of losing Man, and then he's crying that because Man is okay with it. I mean, that's really sweet. I mean, I appreciated this scene more after this deep dive.
Yeah, me too.
Oh my gosh. This
Love
is
him.
me. Every time I see a bright photo, ask my friends, ask my roommates.
And his eyes in this picture, his eyes, look at his eyes.
Yeah.
I know. If you're not watching this from YouTube, you should.
Yeah.
So you can whose turn was it? This one is the big birthday thingy.
Yeah. I think it's yours.
Mine?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No.
You do the honors.
It's
Well, I'm
all
so
yours.
yes. So after I believe after the hot pot thingy with his friends, Tyne went home, and then there's this little post-it which says, "Meet me at the pool," which is so like me. Oh my God, Sarawat and I are really meant to be together. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so so there's a post-it saying, "Meet me at the pool," and then Tyne saw this set up with the Sarawat dolls and the lights and stuff. And then this next scene actually killed me. I mean, it's Sarawat holding a mini, what's the muffin? A muffin or a cupcake? I think it's a muffin. It's a cupcake. And then he's holding this, and he was singing "Happy Birthday."
Yeah.
I mean, oh, shucks. My heart. I was like, oh no, I can't do it. And then he was like singing, and then Sarawat was like, can you help me with the lighter and stuff? And then it's really, really a sweet scene. And then he actually confessed that I've been wanting, I mean, the original plan was to sing you a Scrubb song every night or every day. But I mean, it's not actually happening. So I'm going to sing you a song right now. What was the song again? Then. Was that?
I don't remember the title.
Yeah, I don't know the title. I have the lyrics written down, but
Yes. And I have the tone in my head, but I'm too scared to. Yeah. What was your favorite line on the song, Robin? Because you have the notes.
I like the very last line, the very last few lines rather. Pay no attention to other people. I am right here next to you. My heart is full of love. This is full of love for you. May this love of ours live on forever. May this love of ours be everlasting love. And it repeats that again. And I really love that.
Yes.
We can imagine it going on into the future.
Yeah, all the fans go loco when Bright sings. I mean, seriously, the guy is talented, right? And then
Yeah.
it's additional value that he's playing Sarawat, and then the scene and the context of him singing. Well, okay, this is like a perfect thingy. And then he actually gave the gift, which is like a doll of him who looks which is kind of adorable. And I like how JMMTV played their emotions when Tyne actually pulled the shorts of the doll and said Sarawat Expo
Sarawat
and
Expo.
Authentic quality.
authentic one. And then you can actually see the butt. It's super funny. Well, GMMTV played a lot of hearts because it's actually available on their website, the Sarawat and Tine dolls.
They are.
When I swear it was the best sell ever when they put the doll up next to Bright and you could see like the same little smirk. It was like you just sold like 1 million of those dolls just there.
Yes. I think if it wasn't for COVID or the shipping fees, it would have been all over, even in the States, right?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Well, big time.
Yeah, I mean, we know a lot of fans club from the US. Bright and I was about Bright and Tine, so it's a Bright Twin fans club from the US. So I kind of interchange them. So anything on that last scene, the happy birthday by the pool scene, any reaction or realization?
I was thinking about this scene, and I like how sort of if you look back over the whole episode, the A plot was basically Sarawat failing at sort of delivering this plan to celebrate the birthday. And then in this last scene, kind of that they finally get to celebrate it, and though it's not what they envisioned, like it's them, like it's their relationship. And you look back at, they made some really good memories like over this week, even though it was like a crazy week that they like didn't expect to happen, and there was all the, there was a fire, and there was just like, the cheerleading team got in an accident, and those are memories that in their relationship that they'll look back on very fondly. And I think that just like, it really does capture like life so well. Like that's exactly how life is. Like it never goes to plan, but you appreciate the memories you do create.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think that throughout this episode, I've been thinking that this is kind of about how, and even for all of the couples, right? That all of these, we can get, like, our relationships can get hijacked by circumstances from outside, and that we can't control, and how we deal with it is about our attitude. Like how our relationship turns out is about our attitude, and whether we're determined, whether it's in a relationship to be together, or whether it's in our own lives just to be peaceful. It's all about our attitude and our approach to life, because there's always going to be things that we can't control. And I really like that in the end, Tyne and Sarawat, because they loved each other so much and because they were keeping it together, they didn't even really get that angry at each other the entire time. And so we can tell that their relationship has grown. Like they've been able to manage all this stress that they're dealing with and take on even more, stress of both being presidents of clubs and being right next to each other and working out these conflicts. They're doing a lot better than they did in the beginning, right?
Yeah, they're like really able to roll with the punches, which I think is really fun. Like they're kind of like on this adventure together, and figuring it out together. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Or pun intended.
Or pun intended.
Why not?
Anyway, it kind of like worked out for me. I mean, if you ask me, I would rather have that intimate birthday. I mean, just as simple as that with the two of us together. I mean, I would rather have that than the nightly Scrubb song concert, because it doesn't make sense to me at all. Okay. It's not as if it's a musical, but if it's Bright actually playing for me, and then okay, no problem. Yeah. Anyway, I really like the how Tyne spends his birthday with Sarawat. I mean, that's a really good scene. It's just the two of you thinking, and you're in a really good place, like by the pool with all these lights and the gift. Just as I wish it's a bigger cake.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's just a cupcake.
Personally, anyway, I am a big fan of cake.
Yeah.
Very pro cake.
Yes.
Yeah. So after that, there's a whole montage of what happens with the other couples, like man and boss. Actually, man and I can do this.
Type.
Man and type
Type.
running on the treadmill, yeah, running on the treadmill, and then man is sharing type. It's just really nice.
Yeah.
And then here on the last part, we discovered something. I mean, from the as if unrequited love of Pukong to Mel. I mean, we can see from the last scene that actually Mel went out to get the makeup remover. I mean, okay. So there's hope on this relationship, because I was like thinking maybe they're just brothers or things like that. So that's what we need to check out on the next episode.
Absolutely. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yay! We're super happy. How's the experience, Matt?
This was so much fun. It is like just kind of like talking about the episode with your friends. Like it is nice to like some, especially during like this year, this like chaotic year. It's hard to like, you know, a lot of us haven't had a chance to go and hang out with people a lot or often. And so like we've been consuming this content alone. And so it's nice to like just connect with people and learn what they got out of the episode. And you're like, oh, okay, I didn't see that, but now I do. And just sharing what you felt. So thank you guys so much for having me on. I had a blast.
Yes.
And
Earlier you said that maybe you can't actually live up to the expectation. You exceeded our expectation. I mean, your inputs are really great. We appreciate it. Thank you so much, Matt. Thank you. We really hope we can have you back again here on the podcast someday. So
Yes, anytime.
do you want to say anything to our listeners?
What was that for me?
I know, yeah. Do you want to say anything to our
Oh.
listeners?
Sure. Yeah. Like, thank you guys for like tuning in and watching. It's awesome to share this experience with you. Keep watching because these guys are going to do a great job in diving in and covering all this content. I'll be paying attention as well. I'm curious to see where it goes from here. And yeah, anytime, like invite me back. I'll happily discuss BL with you guys.
Yes. Thank you so much. This is it for episode 2 of Still Together, the series deep dive. Once again, my name is Justin.
My name is Ellis.
and I am Robin.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.